Very good morning, you're watching NewsX and I'm Shivani Singh. On January 7, 2026, an ICE agent shot and killed a woman named Renee Nicole Good, who is also referred to as Renee Good or Renee McKellen Good in some reports, in Minneapolis during an encounter. Federal accounts claim that she weaponized her vehicle against these agents, while witnesses, local leaders and critics dispute this. With video evidence circulating, Minnesota is currently experiencing significant tension and unrest, primarily centered in the Twin Cities area. The main trigger is a major federal immigration enforcement operation called Operation Metro Surge by the ICE or Immigration and Customs Enforcement under the Trump administration and the DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. Joining us on the broadcast is Shruti Dasgupta, Foreign Affairs expert, and shortly we will also be joined by Ambassador Gauri Shankar Gupta, former diplomat. But before I go to them to discuss this, remember that this was an incident that has triggered massive protests across the US. We are looking at, in fact, people protesting the crackdown of the ICE agents in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, and people are out on the streets actually questioning the forceful crackdown of these agents. And when you look at this entire sequence of events, Renee Good was inside her vehicle. The agents and the administration actually says that she weaponized her vehicle. She tried to run over these agents, but this was not the case as per witnesses. So this is something that is circulating online as well. There are videos that are circulating on social media. So witnesses are also claiming that she was not weaponizing her vehicle. In fact, the ICE agents just shot her point blank. Well, I believe Shruti Dasgupta is on the broadcast with us. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us on the broadcast. We appreciate your time. Ma'am, when we look at this entire incident from the start, there was a migrant who has been shot dead by ICE agents. Now, whether it was because she weaponized her weapon or as per eyewitnesses' account, she was just shot point blank. This has created a lot of unrest in Minneapolis, in Minnesota, and a lot of people are now questioning these crackdown measures by ICE.
Well, ICE is a very ICE displays exactly what went wrong with USA and their immigration system. When you have unchecked immigrants who are most likely criminals, you tend to have an apathy towards anybody whom you suspect to be an illegal immigrant. And this is exactly what has happened with this particular lady also, that anybody that the ICE has put on target list and is resistant to their efforts of deportation, they will face absolute maximum level of oppression from the ICE agents, because the ICE agents themselves face a whole lot of targeting by whether they are citizens or illegal immigrants. So this is this particular incident is unfortunate because it led to death, probably not of a person who was of criminal mindset. Mother, I believe she is a mother of children, so I don't think she would be of that criminal level where they had to use absolute maximum armed force against her. And so this particular incident shows what is wrong with USA and its immigration system, as well as the system put in place to counter the initial wrong of open borders and what it did to the society of USA.
And ma'am, ICE is actually terming this as one of the most massive deployment of officials in that area now. We have 800 additional people who are being roped in now to make sure that this crackdown is implemented. We already had 2,000 agents, ICE agents over there in Minneapolis to conduct this operation. Do you think that such a small place requires so much deployment, requires so much attention by the US administration?
Well, the amount of people put in place to ensure illegal immigration is countered, deportation occurs, is not directly proportional to the number of people of that place. It is directly proportional to the opposition faced by the law agencies from the locals of that area, whether they are residents of USA or not. So when they're telling you they're having to put a larger amount of force, they want to ensure that no riots, no protests, no pushback happens against their actions. It is a deployment, it's a show of force by the law agency that we are in larger numbers and we cannot be stopped. So it doesn't directly show how it is going to be between the number of people that need to be taken away and the number of law enforcement. It's about the opposition they face and the level of opposition they face in that region. And even though it might be a small number to us and the larger number of agents, it is more for the protection of ICE agents, and their very violent response also is a consequence of the pushback they are facing from the society. Not justified, but identified as a problem that stems from the violent oppression, that violent aggression they face from the people who are residents of USA while they're trying to deport illegal residents of USA.
Right. Thank you so much, Shruti Dasgupta, for joining us on the broadcast. In fact, I believe Ambassador Gaurichandra Gupta is also with us on the line. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on the broadcast. A very good morning to you. So, when you are looking at this entire incident, we are seeing one of the most massive deployment of ICE agents, the most massive operation by the immigration enforcement over there. And why do you think that the US administration is paying so much attention to Minneapolis? Ambassador, if you can hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Ambassador, we were talking about this being one of the largest operations by the immigration enforcement officials over there in the US.
Yes, this is absolutely, true. During the last 6 months, these ICE officers, they are going from place to place. They are checking illegal immigrants. Some of them are having unpleasant, what you call experiences, because the people are not able to produce the documents and they have scuffles. There are many incidents where some sort of, dispute has arisen. There was an incident earlier also that one immigrant was killed. Now this is the second incident that another immigrant has been killed because of this search operations which is going on all over. So this is very unpleasant. Even those people who are living for 20, 30 years, their children are born in US, even they are being questioned and asked to produce the legal immigration documents. So this is naturally causing a very big resentment amongst the immigrant community who have been living there for years. And this is going to cause problem for Republican Party. This is going to cause problem for Trump administration. And you will see that in the midterm election, this will be reflected in the outcome of the elections. People are very unhappy. There have been demonstrations in many cities against these ICE officers who are searching people and going from place to place, verifying their citizenship. So this is a very, very, I would say, unique but at the same time very unpleasant exercise which the Trump administration has authorized.
Right, sir. And when you look at this entire incident, sir, obviously people are also now protesting against these forceful raids that are being conducted, the forceful, enforcement of these laws, because we are looking at, a sudden increase in such activities by ICE agents, sir.
Yes, you are absolutely right. They enter anybody's house, they enter any office, they enter any organization and they ask them to produce their documents. It's becoming very, very, unpleasant for anybody. And, let me tell you one truth, because I was ambassador to Mexico at one stage. And, there was a Treaty of Hidalgo in 48 or something. During that treaty, practically half of Mexico was taken over by America. So when you talk to the Mexicans, they say we are going to our homeland, we are not migrating anywhere. So that is another, reason why some of the Mexicans and Latin Americans are so unhappy with this kind of searchage. They feel that they have right to stay in that country because it used to be the territory of Mexico at one stage. There are five American states which were Mexican territory. Actually, California, New Mexico, Arizona, I forget two more, Texas, and one more state. They were all part of Mexico before the Treaty of Hidalgo. So I lived in Mexico, and that time people used to tell me that, this problem of migration is from the American side. We are going to our homeland. So this is a question which has to be sorted out by U.S. side. But I think the atrocities which are committed in the name of this search are not desirable. People should be more civilized in their conduct. This is the second death which has happened, and both the deaths have happened in Minnesota. I think the government of U.S. should look into this, that the searches are conducted in more civilized and peaceful manner.
All right.